we have our cameraman, right, and everything. So the idea is make me look good, Ethan. So don't just stand there behind the camera looking at it, right? You know, zoom in close. You know, if I move around, pan with me. Oh, look at this. I'm like Vanna White. You know, on yeah, right. And I'm going to go this way just to confuse you. Right? Good man. Now, so today, visual grammar, storytelling through the lens. Now, the best way to do storytelling through the lens or visual grammar is that we have to understand what visual grammar is. Right? So as I go over here to the board, visual grammar is about two things. One is camera placement. So our man Ian is over there, placed over there. And two is camera angle. Right? So where you place the camera and what angle you use, that means what shot size. Alright, and you are going to express or convey mood and expression. So for us to have fun today, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to split into 3 groups. Okay? So one group will be the horror group. How many of you see horror films, which you're not supposed to? Yeah, alright, so he's the head of that horror group. She's in it, right? Ethan's in it, yeah? So, how many we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that 18? Mm-hmm. Thank you. 18, 3 into 18 goes, I know.
6 times.
I'm just testing it. Mathematics. Okay, so, what's your name?
Callum.
Callum. So, Callum, you need 5 other people in your group. Lily. All right. Callum and Lily. Ethan, 3. You need 3 other people. Hey, you don't know what the other 2 groups are, you know. But I saw 3 hands. So what's your name?
John.
Joe.
John.
John. Bang.
Maria.
Maria. Bang.
Penny.
Penny. Bang. Right. You, sis, come over here. Ethan, you stay there. You 2 guys will go to the side for a second.
Should I stop this recording now?
No, it's recording me, man. It's all about me. You know
Okay,
what I'm
I'll
saying?
zoom
All
in.
right. Now, you guys are over there. That's the hard group. Now, everybody move. You thought you were just going to sit in the same seat all day? And you guys move over there. So, the second group is the comedy group. How many of you like comedies? Right? Slapstick, being funny, being stupid. Now remember, if you're in a comedy group, you're going to be asked to do some crazy things. Right? So,
Jack.
Jack.
Ewan.
Jack and Ewan, go over there. Alicia. What? Jessica Hall, right? Over there. So, how many is that? Aren't you over there too, mate? Did you say you're in a comedy group? Yeah. You said you're in a comedy group, right?
No.
Yes? No?
No.
No. All right. 4. Okay, then you 2. What's your name again? All right. So then if you 3, move over. You 3, move over. And you guys sit down at that table. No, you guys all sit there. No, you 3 move over, right? And you guys come in. So this is one group. This is our comedy group. This is our horror group. So, into the back row is everybody else. Into the back row is everyone else. Ain't yet.
Can I get my bag from there?
You think somebody gonna take it?
Yeah.
Nice one. He was honest. Alright, so that back row, what you guys are our drama group. Right? So, what we have is horror, drama, and comedy. Okay? So that means the ideas that you guys are going to come up with and that you're going to work through and that we're going to discuss through the storytelling through the lens is those kind of concepts. So anytime that you got to do a scene or a shot, it's going to be based in right. Okay? So now, already did that. Now what we have to do is identify how we're going to do it. So now that you guys are in your groups, you actually could go into your group now. Make sure you got a good shot of me though, right? Is that a good shot of me? Right here?
Yeah, I just need to zoom in.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right. I'll fire you later. So, so now what we look at is, you guys have a task, yeah? Everybody's gonna have the same task, but it's gonna be shown in 3 different ways. So the simplest thing would be what I call enter and exit a room, right? So that will be is that your task will be to construct a way for someone to enter a room so that way we know that it's a horror film, right? Someone to enter the room so that way we know it's a comedy. And someone to enter the room so that way we know it's a drama, right? Everybody follow me so far? So, what you would do is talk amongst yourselves is how will we do that, right? Now, what I'm not going to leave you on your own to, because that sounds kind of scary, right? I mean, how are we going to do that? What do we have to do? And that's what we're here to discuss and break down, all right? So, nobody has any papers and pens, they never do. So, let me help you out. So, for a horror way of entering the room and exiting the room, with something scary, right? And everything like that. What we want to be able to do is create the mood and intention. And the best way of doing that would be is to never see the face of the person entering, right? You never see it, do you? Right? So in that aspect is which angle, camera-wise, will we do to establish that this is a horror ideas?
Straight on. So
Straight on what? What's straight on then?
Like facing that way, and then someone could just walk in that way.
So are they walking to the camera then?
No, they're walking across.
Yeah, you got
So
it.
you can just see the side of you.
Yeah, right? So that's what we call the side angle, right? But then also too is that there's an old movie you guys have probably never heard of called Nosferatu, where Dracula's coming in, right? And all you see is his shadow, like he's creeping in from the side, and it's like scary, yeah. So we just see the shadow because we don't see him, but also we feel scared, right? Look at that, she's already scared there, just even me doing this. What's another way?
Will we be able to like cut the film and then like stop
Yes,
filming
that's
again?
right. Yeah,
So like you could have like a hand somewhere and then it goes, you cut the film and then you start film again, the hand will be gone. And then you could put them two together so it looked like it's disappeared.
Yes. We're going to do that more like later in the day. Right now, simply, all you need to worry about is how to enter the room. Do you see what I'm saying, everybody? All you need to worry about for a horror, how to enter the room. Okay? So another angle, do you think? A scary angle. Oh, you want to look that?
You could have it so it's just facing my feet.
The feet. See, look at that. This, I love, this is what I love. People go to school for this, you know what I mean? They work for years. It's called the foot angle. Foot angle of just having the camera like low on the floor, showing the feet entering, right? That's spooky, isn't it? Because what it does is it makes us curious about who those feet belong to. Yeah? Makes us curious about where those feet are going. So one more. You had your hand up, didn't you?
No.
Was it you?
No.
Alright, then it was you. Go ahead.
You could be like your back to the camera and you can walk in.
Yeah, exactly. And that is called over the shoulder. Okay? Over the shoulder means we don't get to see who the person is, but the camera is over his or her shoulder. And it's scary because then what happens is, as that person's entering the room, who is it? What's going to happen when they get in there? So, the mood and the tension already is there for you guys. So, do you have any paper or something like that? What I'd like you guys to do is write down those 3 angles, just to start you off, right? So we have the foot angle, over the shoulder, and the side angle, right? And so give you a pen and you'll write those down. So that's entering the room, right? So decide as a group how that's going to be. Comedy group. Now, comedy is a whole different animal, isn't it? Yeah? So with a comedy, There's fun, there's light, there's expression. The idea is to make the audience what?
Wow.
Yeah, right. See, you're in charge. Yeah, you make the audience laugh. See, we got a very dry sense of humor, right? But with comedy, it's about spontaneity, right? So you see a lot of sketch shows, right? Harry Hill or I don't know, name some people
The
that
one
do.
Ronnie.
What?
The one Ronnie.
Wow, you watching that? I thought it was the two Ronnies.
Well, it was, but one died.
That's true. Anyway, so the idea is when you see those comedy shows that your parents be watching, right? What happens when someone enters the room and you get a big laugh? What are they wearing? That's right. So if they're making a face, then what's the camera angle?
On their face.
Yeah. So do you know what that's called? Can we have for each group then?
Yeah.
It's called the close-up, when the camera angle's on their face. So what you're seeing is the expression. So somebody enters the room and they're like, right? They got some stupid face on, right? See, look at that, she smiled. Yeah? Right? So that's close-up. What else? Are they wearing anything or for a comedy sake? That would be funny. Wow, look at these comedians in this right in front. Yeah?
Like wear shoes or something, like clown shoes.
Clown shoes. So if he's wearing clown shoes, then what else is he pretty much like wearing a costume, right? So like, you know, especially in those old vaudeville type of shows, you know, like somebody's wearing some weird costume that is out of the ordinary. So somebody bursts in. So like you come into the room and you got a pirate's outfit on. Hey everybody! Right? First thing you would do is spontaneous laugh. Why? Because it's weird, it's different. It's not like a teacher walking through the door, it's a clown. Yeah? And that's totally out of place. Okay? So the way to do that is, you already have the close-up, so that would be a wide shot. There's one other thing that will establish comedy in the interest of the room. And what do you think that would be?
If they bang their head on the door.
Exactly. They bang their head on the door, hey, oh, right, bang their head. Or what they also call, the word is called pratfall, slapstick. So that means that they fall through the door, bang their head. Again, it's out of the ordinary, and the first thing we spontaneously do is laugh, right? So what you guys got is you got close-up. So somebody write it down. So close-up with funny faces. You got a wide shot of a pratfall, and you also have a wide mid shot of costumes, right? Last one, drama back there. You guys had time to think about this, so you should understand. So dramatically, how do we make an entrance of the room? So what you have is you have different things to think about. To build drama, you want to build some type of tension. There's some type of problem or some type of conflict. Anybody understand what I mean by those words? Okay. There you go. So that means the scene would either be a sad scene or an angry scene, right? Anger doesn't have to be just about scared, yeah?
Am I gonna be happy singing? What song is happy singing?
You know what? You were so right there, man. It could be a happy scene as well, right? But you have a choice. You have a choice between sadness, anger, or happy, right? You should write that down. So if this is, either way is, the problem in that scene is a conflict that you want to express. So when a person comes into the room, right, you need someone else in the room, right? So that way that person has a problem or conflict with that person that's coming into the room. So what you guys need to discuss amongst yourselves is, what are we going to do? Is it a happy scene? Is it a sad scene? Or is it an angry scene? Yeah? Do you understand what I mean by that, guys? Right. So that means that there's a conflict with the person that is in the room. Now, the reason why you guys are doing this is because this is what you're going to shoot. Right? Just to get you started. Believe it, this sounds complicated, but it's simple. It's just that I'm trying to work with 3 different groups at the same time. Okay? So, that's what you guys are going to build upon. Now, while you guys have your entries, the second shot, technically the sequence, is what happens in the room. So, what entering the room is the beginning. So this is any story that you guys do from here. So I just want you to realize this all means something in the end. So right now, entering the room is the beginning of your stories. The middle of the room, the second shot, is what happens when you get there. So this is what you're going to talk amongst yourselves about, is what happens. So in a horror sequence, as the person's either where we see from the side, or we see the feet creeping in, or we see over the shoulder, what's the next shot? Not to overcomplicate things like with the mysterious hand. We'll get to the mysterious hand bit, right? But what happens, yeah, in that sequence when that person enters that room? What happens in that comic shot when a person enters the room? And what is the conflict? So you guys have it easy. Believe it or not, you think, oh, why'd we get drama? But this is where the true storytelling is with your group. Because now you're telling the story visually. So, however way that person enters the room, they have a conflict with someone, right? And that's what you have to, like, associate. I'm going to come around to each group while you guys are working, so don't worry too much about it if it sounds kind of complicated, okay? Right? Then the last one is, what do you think? Is the third and final shot to end it.
The exit.
My man, exit the rooms. Right? So, the exit of the room is what you guys got to think about.
What about the leg? The legs like coming towards the camera and then the camera just goes all fuzzy and it looks like it's falling over.
That could happen if that's what your group and you agree to your shot.
On a cliffhanger.
A cliffhanger. Oh, look at that. He's jumping ahead. Let's try and keep it simple. This first one is simple, right? Just exit the room. Okay? Just exit the room. But what the idea is that you're just trying to create a comedy mood. You're trying to create a horror mood. You're trying to create a dramatic sequence. Okay? So, exiting the room. So what we have to do is end the story. All stories have a beginning, middle, and an end. And what you're going to do is establish that with these three shots. This is the first shot, enter in the room. Second shot, what happens? Last shot is exiting the room. That is what you're doing right now. So, everybody understand? I'm going to come around to each of you, right? So I want you to start talking about it, and then first group's finished, it's the first group who shoots. Okay? And go first of all, give yourselves another round of applause. How was that for you? So somebody who did that, how was that process?
Fun.
Good, fun. What? Yeah, go ahead.
Epic.
Epic. I mean, for you to have an understanding before we go to break, I just want you to understand what we were doing. What we were simply doing was beginning, middle, and end. Some of you had really complicated stories that we will do later, right? So we will actually embellish your stories. But for now, I just wanted you to just get used to kind of like working together. Also, I wanted you to see the three different types of stories. So we did a horror story, we did a drama story, and we did a comedy story. So during break, I'm going to try to load them in and then put them into a point where you can see them and how they look. But basically, you know, you did a tremendous job in an hour what people do on Coronation Street in days. Yeah? So you should really give yourselves a big hand for that one. But what I'm going to do is, so when we come back, we're going to first look at those three sequences. And then I'm going to explain to you a little bit more stuff about storyboarding them out into the stories that you want them to actually be. Okay? Some of them will have sound, you know, but what we were just really looking at was just trying to visually tell the story through the shots. Okay? So when we come back from break, we'll see what they look like. All right? So you guys excited?
Yeah.
And everything like that. So I'm going to start loading them in. And you know, hopefully for some people who didn't take 3 to 5 takes, you know, it'll do something for you to see when we come back. All right? Okay, thank you.